hands and the feet and the faces. And which is weird because in the play, they don't keep the faces. They actually try and make them look more like cats.
They paint the faces like that one guy in Kiss.
Yeah, they try to make them actually look like cats.
Yeah, at least a little bit.
Instead, here, they're like, we're going to make every part else look like cat.
Yeah, but not the face.
Not the face.
The face are going to have human noses.
Yeah.
And the hands, the fucking hands.
Yeah.
Human hands!
The human hands.
It's unnatural!
Especially when the fur just seems to end like you're wearing flesh gloves.
Yeah.
With the fur.
Jeans and fur.
With the fur.
Whole club is looking at fur.
And that's it.
She hit the floor!
She hit the fur.
And actually, the only part I know
Next thing you know!
The only part I know is with the fur. That's the only thing I know about the song.
The only reason I actually know that song is because there's a really actually good remix with the Cheetah Men song and that song, and it's actually a fucking banger. So I know that song now.
Well, I know a lot of the songs in Cats now because I saw the movie. So
I only remember.
Is memory as good as everyone pretends it is?
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, Memory is a good song, but in the movie it is bad.
I mean, it's still a ballad, so it's still boring as shit. But
Also, it seems to be like hardcore ripping off Les Miserables.
on my own, yeah. With no one there beside me. Or are you talking about the one where you guys sing it to his dead friends?
No, it's the one where the chick's singing alone before she dies.
Yeah, no.
For some reason, the power.
There's a grief that can't be spoken.
Well, it's on.
There's a pain goes on and on.
And I'm Javert.
And I'm Javert. Do not forget my name. Do not forget me. 24601. Honestly, like he does sing well in his genre,
Yeah.
but opera is not his genre.
No.
And like in Stars, like which is their For Your Consideration song. He didn't do a bad job because they wrote that for his voice.
Yeah.
So, like when he actually like went deep and whatnot, it's actually like, oh, that sounded nice.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Fell like Lucifer fell.
What do cats know about Lucifer?
Well, one's named Mr. Mistopheles, so.
Yeah. And have you never heard of Luciferese?
Please illuminate.
There is no illumination. I just made it up.
Okay, well, there is a Luciferi in All Dogs Go to Heaven 2, and it's a cat.
Uh,
And it's voiced by George Hearn, who was Sweeney Todd. And there's a Sweeney Todd reference in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, there's a point where he's like
Are we
brandishing
live?
a blade. We're talking about All Dogs Go to Heaven 2 and Cats. No, Cats is on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Maybe.
Wait,
There's a thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we might be talking about cats.
Maybe on Wednesday.
Yeah. Cats is in my top.
I'll leave that to you two. I already read the manga.
Everyone keeps asking me what my favorite song was in Cats, and I just keep linking them. Everybody Wants to Be a Cat from the Aristocats, which on one hand I believe is the appropriate response, but on the other hand I'd kind of forgotten that a single part of that, actually 2 parts of that song is racist as little shit.
Oh wait, there's the one.
The Chinese
there's the
cat.
Chinese cat.
Fortune
yeah.
cookie always wrong.
Yeah. Oh Jesus, that's right.
It is hilariously racist because it is.
It's out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's the kind of racist
The
you'd
song's
imagine.
fine until that.
It's the sort of racist you feel like Family Guy would lampoon. Mm-hmm. It's that racist.
And Family Guy's like not great on its racism either.
Yeah, but it at least knows what racism is and puts it up at the forefront. It's like, nope, this is a racist caricature of this person. And
yeah, but yeah, like, and that was I think that was before Lady and the Tramp. And then they did the Siamese song as well.
That's right. For some reason, I was conflating the 2 movies, and I was like, "Well, they had the Siamese song in that movie, so who's surprised?"
No, that was
But no, that was Lady in the Tramp.
That was
Do we not have a chat?
We don't have a chat because Wi-Fi is different now, and that I can't find a keyboard for that little thing. So I'm gonna pull it up. Actually, you know what? I can grab a tablet.
Yeah,
so
we
we can
tablets.
just have it.
Yeah, let's get Tabby because I would like to be able to.
No, I agree. I would like to know what
some
people
feedback.
are talking about. You keep talking about cats.
So, honestly, in my top 10 favorite films of 2019, I'm not kidding. That is not a joke. No kidding over here. It's a fun movie.
He was kidding.
It's a terrible movie. It's also the worst movie I actually watched that year, but it is also in my top 10.
So I had a unique experience with Cats because I went to a theater none of us have ever gone to. It's kind of weird. It's got a weird vibe. It's in a strip mall. No one goes there. When I went there, nobody was there. It was almost like a ghost theater.
That seems like the perfect place to see. I saw it at the Alamo, and I was lucky that the rest of the audience was just not gonna sit there and be quiet.
But I saw it alone, completely alone in a theater by myself.
That sounds scary.
It was an experience just for me, and I will say I enjoyed that experience more than I enjoyed watching Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, me too. Like 100%. I'm gonna be that asshole and flat out say that if you held a gun to my head and said you have to rewatch one of these movies, I'd be like, we're going back to Cats.
I'd pick Cats in an instant above Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, I just want the chat. That's all I wanted.
Don't worry. That's what I want.
No.
Give me what I want.
Oh no. Not. And I got a trailer for Kakarot.
I think we have a stand for that.
We do. We do have a stand for that. It might be on the might be on the talk show set.
Okay, I'm check.
But yeah, isn't it? What's funny with me, is that with Cats is that whenever they sang Old Deuteronomy, what?
Oh, the camera does look a little off kilter, doesn't it?
It's a bit off.
Oh well, we're filming at Dutch angles now.
Yeah. But whenever
Actually, wow, that is, wow, I can actually see how off kilter that is.
Yeah, I had to put it together really fast. But whenever they sang Old Deuteronomy, it's kind of like, you know when you're drawing on a poster like in school and you write with really big letters at first, and then at the very end you like have to squeeze in.
It's like that.
Old
It's like that fucking.
Deuteronomy.
Yeah, no, that's like the John Mulaney joke. Like when you do a happy birthday sign, H-A. Oh. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, it's like that, but singing it whenever they sang Old Deuteronomy. And oh my God, the Mr. Mistopheles song. So
I love that song because it is catchy.
It's
and
catchy,
fun,
but they sing it so fucking much. Okay, so this scene goes. They need to make Old Deuteronomy come back because she disappeared. He's gonna do magic to do it, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna get his spirits up. Oh, never was there ever a cat so clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles. And he's like, yeah, you know what? I can do it. Boom. Oh, shit, it didn't work. And they're like, oh, well, I know what'll fix this. Oh, never was there ever a cat so clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles. And then they do that, and he tries again. It doesn't work. Oh, never was there. They sing it louder. He tries again. He's like, oh, it didn't work. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, look, behind you. There she is, and then she's like, "Oh, never was there ever," and then, "Oh no!" Like they keep singing the same fucking chorus over and over again.
It's an enchantment. They have to summon him.
At least it's not nearly as bad as the last song in that movie. The one that
a cat
will not
is
stop.
not a dog.
A cat is not a dog.
They
Wait,
just
really?
Sing,
That's the grand finale to Cats?
It's a big point for them. There's also a point where like Judi Dench cat is talking about you should give us food, and it's like she's talking about what food you should give them. And at one point she just goes, and it's really weird to see Judi Dench do that.
Judi Dench is a wonderful actress. In this movie, she is terrifying.
She does her best.
She is so uncomfortable.
Remember when she scissors in the air? Grant's face is unique.
Bro, if you ever want to see that movie, I will go back and I will watch it with you. It is.
I still need to see friggin' Star Wars, so you know, and I've been told I don't need to see it, but I really want to. As someone who appreciates Episode 3, I've been told that it's kind of on that level of camp and energy, so I'm curious.
So
I would say camp, yes.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Fine. That's mostly what I'm there
It
for.
has camp.
So if I can go out of my way,
Uh-huh.
I think that it is better than any of the prequels.
Okay.
In terms of its actual production, if it's of it
Because
just
you know me and Kieran are stalwart Revenge of the Sith, maybe perhaps in contention for best Star Wars movie. So you know,
guys are crazy.
Yeah,
but
You know
okay.
what? Yeah, you know what? I forgot that you guys are actually certified in
You guys
Sing.
might like Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that's. Oh,
Because
see, I'm
you
gonna go ahead and
No,
tell you,
he
Kieran
liked-
did.
Yeah,
So
Of course
yeah,
he did.
Yeah, no,
and
Kieran.
so knowing that he liked it makes me feel like I probably will, because I think we both come
But-
to Star Wars for the same
the question
thing.
is, will you
and
guys
that's
think it's a
dumb
good
noodle lightsabers.
movie?
Kieran liked Rise of Skywalker for the same reason that Kieran likes shonen anime,
Yeah.
and I respect that. I disagree, but I respect that opinion like I would anybody's who's got a subjective view on art, because all art is
We'll,
subjective.
we'll be flipping, but like we don't actually like. You can like a movie. No one actually
Yeah.
gives a shit.
I'll
Yeah,
talk a
that's-
mean game, but I'm not actually going to dislike you.
Yeah,
over
no.
what you like.
It's fun to make fun a
Yes.
little bit, but I will never get mad at somebody for liking
Yeah.
a movie I don't.
And isn't that's always the tough thing, right? Like, you want to say, oh my god, this movie is terrible. Who would fucking like this? But then you meet somebody who likes it and is like, okay, that's weird. But unless you're an asshole, you're not going to be like, wow, obviously we can't be friends.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah,
And it's
I'm,
not like you'll ever talk me into or out of liking a movie either. Like, that's not the point of the conversation.
Yeah, no.
When we start going, well, here's why I like it. It's just you're gonna give me these reasons, and even if I if I don't like the movie because we're friends or something, I'll probably be like, whatever, you dummy. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. I actually
Oh,
think
God.
your opinions suck. It's
Yeah.
you know, just doing something like that.
When I'm with my friends, it is way easier to be like, your taste is shit.
Yeah, no,
so
no, like
Whatever.
like,
the only people who'd like that are war criminals, and I stand by that.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
just-
And, like we like honestly, I kind of. It's weird when I'm on the streams. I'm kind of more of a dick
Yeah, no.
than I ever am in real life.
Yeah, no, because when you're on there, you're just kind of getting into the vibe of like, this is how I felt about the movie, and you're just gonna let it go.
Yeah, but I'm sure like people there like watch me interact with you guys like in the streams and in videos and stuff where I'm in a weird mode.
Yeah.
Like, and present mode. Like I
More
wouldn't want to hang out
performing.
with this guy. It's like
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to hang out with that version of me either.
Okay, so fucking Quinn's going like, get to the point, you fuckers. You have so much ground to cover, and he's right.
It's true.
We're not going to cover every single episode.
Yeah,
So-
but it's good that we at least try to cover some ground.
I mean,
So,
Christmas break occurred, and 3 episodes of My Hero happened.
yeah, 3 whole goddamn
Yeah,
episodes.
the last one we covered was the Kirishima one.
Mhm.
And not a whole lot has happened since then. Like, stuff has happened, but, like, the past 2 episodes are really where things happen.
Because one episode is just about
Well,
fucking.
no, one episode's a pretty important reveal, and I want to say I
Go for it.
mostly predicted. I was not exactly entirely right, but I knew that the post credits, like next time on, ended with Deku going, "Wait, what are you doing here?" And so I was like, "I bet you that's the League." And fucking, I was right. We had Twice and Toga hanging out, being like, "Guess what? We were sent here by Tomura to kind of." Be a little sleeper cell in here to work for them until we decided it wasn't convenient for us anymore. And so they kind of mess around. They stab Rocklock, taking him out of commission for a sec.
And then immediately double-cross the Yakuza.
Yeah, and then instantly go, we don't want to work with you anymore.
It's like, I don't really feel like it anymore.
Yeah, let's
Not
help the
feeling
heroes
this.
get there. So we now know they are present, and that there was, to some extent, some sort of connection between the two, and them having a tenuous relationship
Yeah.
for a second.
Yeah, and
Also, like, I will say, a moment that I do want to highlight is I really liked when they brought up Magna,
Yeah,
and they were like, get
Yeah,
that
yeah,
right.
get-
Don't
yeah, get
don't
that
get
right.
that wrong.
yeah.
yeah. It's one of those funny moments where even the fucking villains are like,
the villains
don't
support trans rights."
misgender our fucking friend. We will fucking stop you.
Which honestly, it lends to my thing that I've been going on, which is that the villains are shown as people who are just on the outskirts of society, not necessarily evil people, but people who feel like they have no recourse but to rebel against the system.
Especially like the more you learn about Twice, you
Yeah.
realize that he is a guy.
He's just a mentally ill guy.
Yeah, he's poor and mentally ill. She, on the other hand, is a fucking basket case.
Yeah.
She is.
Toga's a fucking
Yeah.
maniac.
Yeah,
Same.
Toga's,
She might get some like backstory later on where it's like oh, you know what, like I see where she's coming from, but right now that's hard to see.
Yeah, no, she's kind of a fucking basket case. But I wouldn't have it any other way because she's a lot of fun. Like, she's always got that presence. She is so chaotic evil, and I love it.
We also it'll come up as more important later. But one of the Yakuza guys we're introduced to is a guy who basically, if he asks you a question, you have to answer truthfully. And that's
I
how-
love his power.
Yeah, and so that's how he gets through the League people and just basically goes like, "Hey, what are you doing here? What are your powers? What do you do? How can you be of use to us? Are you planning on betraying us?" And they're like, "We have no plan to betray you. No, because we're just gonna do it."
Because we don't really have a plan. We're just sort of
Well, moreover, they asked, "Did Tomura
did-
ask you, tell you anything about betraying us?" And they're like, "Nope."
No.
What you should have asked was, "Are you going to betray us?" Maybe.
We don't know when, but probably.
Yeah, but they assume that these guys are just like them and will follow orders. So it's
Yeah.
like, that's not how this group works. These guys kind of have a alliance based on just liking to do the same
Yeah,
things.
exactly. Yeah, they just happen to line up with their motivations and
Yeah,
stuff.
the League of Villain, man, you already know that they get more development later. We've
Oh, for
already
sure.
talked about that. I'm looking forward to that arc so bad. But here we get to see a little bit more of Twice and Toga just being themselves. Also, I love the fact that Twice has a crush on her. It's good stuff.
Half of them does.
Well, yeah. Also,
they cover also like his, basically like his, I don't know, safe space isn't quite the right word, but he has a trigger which is like his.
oh
mask
yeah,
comes
his
off.
yeah.
And it's an actual mental health trigger for him.
Yeah, and so he has to have his head covered at all times, or
Otherwise, he
starts
feels
going-
like his personalities are leaking out of him, essentially, from
Yeah.
what I feel like he's acting like.
Somebody does point out that wait, Toga's not 15, is she?
She's very young.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that specifically because she's constantly naked.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's questionable.
Anyway, but yeah, so beyond them, because a lot of other shit happened, LeMillion catches up with Overhaul, who's holding Aerie, and shit goes immediately down. Like there is like almost no pause for dramatic effect. Is as soon as he gets there, he's like, "All right, we're gonna fight." And of course, Overhaul's got a guy with him that.
We start meeting some of the lackeys, and among the first ones to get introduced, because LeMillion notices that he's having trouble kind of standing and moving straight, is this dude who, the more drunk he gets, he basically sends out a drunkenness aura to his victims,
Yeah.
and makes you feel as drunk as he feels. So you, in fact, are as drunk as you think I am. And he pours himself a lot of sake and just keeps on guzzling it down, or whatever
Yeah.
he's got.
Yeah, it's like, man, I don't know what you'd call that, but yeah.
His-
Yeah, he can just, if he's drunk, he can make other people drunk.
Yeah, the drunker he is, the
Sloshed.
drunker you are, and that's
Yeah.
that's kind of that's actually pretty neat. But here's the thing. Now I'm wondering if that works with other substances. Like if he takes PCP, or if he takes LSD, if he smokes pot, will those
People
effects?
spend less money, they all
He's
get.
on sleep meds, and if
man.
that's the case, then his friggin' power should be called Slosh. It should be called Contact High, because that's exactly what he
Oh,
is.
you know what? I bet you that my headcanon is that in fact
That's exactly what it is.
That is exactly how it works.
And they really keep him around just because it's easy to have a good time with him.
Yeah. Like, no one actually
But,
really
like-
likes him that much, but, like, man, he makes the party way better because we're basically doubling up on anything he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that's.
Oh, no, he's having a bad trip! And then all of a sudden the whole party goes wrong.
It's like, oh, God.
Okay, so one thing that I want to pull up before I forget it, because it's very possible that I'll forget it, and somebody just brought it up in chat, and this is a really fun part. So, Phantom Threat, the move that LeMillion does.
Yes.
Yeah, do you know the truth behind the Phantom
Yeah,
Threat?
I think I saw someone tweeting about how it was a
I watched the
translation.
subbed version and I heard what he said.
Okay.
Yes.
He screamed.
So, in the dub, they call it Phantom Threat. However, if you can read the kana on screen, or if you listen to him, he does not say Phantom Threat. He says Phantom Menace.
Yeah. And he screamed, Phantom Menace!
Yep.
Perfect.
I mean, that is
I mean,
it.
Togashi's a huge Star Wars fan. He named a place like
But who is?
Togashi. No, that's a different
Horikoshi.
guy.
that's-
Horikoshi.
Yeah.
Togashi's
Hunter.
Hunter
Yeah.
Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
But yeah. Horikoshi's a huge Star Wars fan. He names tons of things after Tatooine.
Dude, they're
like-
almost all of them are literally just the name.
Yeah, and he has one place that's named Tatooine just without the E.
Yeah.
Like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Loving little tidbits there.
Like Naboo, fucking. Oh God, if I could remember more of the fucking stuff from Star Wars, but yeah, there's a billion places in My Hero. Dagobah Beach. Yeah.
Yeah, Dagobah. Yeah.
Yeah. Camino Ward.
Camino Ward. Yep, that's another one.
Yeah, no, there's just
all
a-
over the place.
Yeah. I love it. It's great.
And I will say,
It's-
Japanese fans of Star Wars love all of Star Wars. And I wonder if they got, if in the dubbed version they got a better version than we
Well,
got.
so here's the thing. They usually like either they're watching it in Japanese or they're watching with subtitles. And they
And it might be a better translation.
It
It might just play better. Like
It might-
just like,
yeah.
like just reading it or hearing it in your language.
Yeah, it might just
acted
be
out
less
differently.
awkward.
Yeah.
To and just easier to enjoy over there.
It might be.
There's probably lots of anime that were like, oh, the Japanese is so much better, and Japanese like native speakers will be like, the acting in this is awful.
A lot of the old Dirty Pair stuff, actually. There's, I remember when I watched Soul Eater. I love Soul Eater. The Japanese actress for the main character, Maki, is terrible. It's her first role. She's awful. She got better by the end of the series, but then Laura Bailey comes into the dub, and it's like, okay, now she's an actual character with a real voice and real acting.
Also, it's unfortunate that she got better at the end of the series, but the show's quality immediately
Yeah, also that.
went to the bottom.
It was a weird.
The ending of Soul Eater
Verse there.
sucks.
Anyway, so so fucking LeMillion gets into a fight with them, but unfortunately, while LeMillion first of all shows that he is a fucking badass.
No, yeah,
this
he's
kid's
great.
nuts.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, we saw him take out the entirety of Class 1A, or was it?
Yeah, he took out 1A.
Yeah,
by
he took
himself.
out 1A by himself. So when he goes up against two villains, you wonder to yourself, okay, how is he gonna?
Three technically.
Oh, yeah,
He knocks one out instantly.
It's like how is he gonna handle these guys? Oh yeah, no shit. He took out an entire class of trainees. He can take 3 guys, and he does.
And the
Yeah.
bot, like he mostly overpowers Overhaul.
Yeah, pretty right away.
Like when he has his power.
Yeah.
And then when he gets shot, which like I like the thinking in the guy's head where he's like thinking about he's one bullet. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, if I try to shoot him, it will just go through him. Like I can't do that. I
That
need
sounds
to
good.
give him a reason to want to
Which,
get hit.
That is
Yeah.
a really brilliant moment.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very smart.
Yeah.
The only thing I thought about is, and like I could be like not thinking this all the way through because the only people I've seen get hit with these bullets are well-trained heroes, so it does not seem like they are doing that much damage. But I'm like, that bullet probably would not be lethal to Eri and would permanently delete her quirk, which is what they're using to make these bullets. This actually could have immediately solved the problem they are here to deal with.
But
But he's a hero.
Yeah,
And
but
he just
LeMillion-
thinks it's a bullet.
Exactly.
and that's the fucked up part because when it happens. Okay, so I remember reading this part in the manga and I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I was like, the moment he picked up the gun, I'm like,
Like, he's losing the power.
yeah. And when it turns to Eri, I'm like, if you fucked this up even the slightest bit and actually hit Eri with that, you would have ruined everything. Your business would be over. You'd all be captured, and it would be done.
Though here's the question: it's based on her power. Would it affect her at all?
Yeah, I guess that's true. It might not have done anything to it.
Can her power
Can
erase
she
her own
erase her
power?
own power? Well, they make it sound like they manipulated it and changed it somehow,
Yeah.
right? They just used her as a base.
Yeah, but it's still like they use her to do it.
Yeah.
It's her blood.
But okay, let's assume that it would, though. Let's assume that it would work. That moment is such a big deal because when he aims it at her, if he just let it go, if he'd been too slow, but the fact that he is such a good hero, the fact that he
Yeah,
did the
He's too
absolute-
damn good at his job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fact that he was so good at his job at that one moment cost him. And that's heartbreaking. That scene is such a fucking like
Yeah.
just take your heart and rip it in half.
Yeah, and then he stands up and then he keeps
Yeah.
Overhaul at bay without his
Without his powers, yeah,
for like
like, he can-
15 minutes.
Yeah, he can still he still knows how to fight and knows how to do things and like even
which-
without his power, he still has situational awareness and combat skill.
Which one thing that I saw some fans disappointed with, and I am a little bit too, is I wish they had through animation shown how much of a badass he is in that moment
Yeah.
a bit more. But also there's a line from the manga that's just an omniscient narrator is I think which I guess is Deku from the future.
Yeah.
But he is saying it's like for 15 minutes he fought and it's like no he protected for 15 minutes. Like they make that distinction and it's 5. It's 5 minutes. Okay, but either way,
Yeah, still.
like he's kept from getting exploded by a guy who can just touch
Who
him
can
and
touch
kill
you
him.
and blow you up.
Which, yeah, that's amazing. Togatai is amazing.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that segment, I remember watching that segment, and I was actually really disappointed because, you know how I talked up this arc to you so much?
Yeah.
And I was like, this arc is amazing, and it's got some brilliant
this
moments.
moment was one of the.
That was supposed to be one
And
of
it,
the...
like the animation kind of lets you down on that.
It's a
or lack
slideshow.
thereof.
Yeah.
What?
And it's a slideshow where it looks like keyframes to me. It looks like they wanted to do something here, and they just did not have the time or opportunity.
Yeah, it looked like bits of a segment that should have been fully well animated, and I was really sad because I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
it's a bummer.
that like all these things that are happening. First of all, I can barely tell what's actually going on in these shots because they're going by so quick and they're not communicating a lot of information. And at the end of it, I'm like, that felt less like an actual fight and him holding him off in some brave moment and more of a recap from a later episode.
Yeah.
And that's not okay.
Like, I don't. Do you feel you got?
I mean, I will fully admit that this moment, like it was big and that I knew what happened, but like did not feel
It
like
didn't hit you,
d-
yeah.
it did not have like a gravitas like feel to it.
Yeah.
I just kind of watched it and went, okay, that happened.
In
And,
the
like,
in the manga, like the way you feel at the end of that is just like, holy shit.
yeah.
And here you're like, okay, I get that was supposed to be impressive, but they didn't.
Well, and
it's a
even
visual
then, like
medium,
when the
they
next
show you.
episode starts and like LeMillion is really beat up and like clearly haggard to hell, like it had admittedly been like a week since I had seen it, but I was like, I don't remember him getting that messed up during
Oh,
the
yeah.
fight. Like he got like his power deleted, but I
Because-
don't remember him getting hurt all that much.
Because you don't get to see it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
narrated
mean, you see it
over-
happen, but it happens so fast.
Yeah, and it's like in still shots, and then it just kind
Yeah.
of cuts back to him bloodied and beaten. So it's like this is what happened, but since I did not
Yeah,
watch
you
it
didn't
happen, and
feel
the
it.
week later when I watched the episode, I was like, I remember him getting shot, and I thought that's where it ended. But
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because that's a very big moment in the manga, and we were looking forward to that moment.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they kind of lost their opportunity to really make that hit home, and that's really disappointing because the episode we watched this week, I don't think this one needed the animation as much as that moment did. Like the animation in this episode was good.
Good, yeah.
Like it was certainly like immediately I saw like the cleanup quality in this episode's way better, and it feels like hey, some people finished the movie and came back in.
got to come back.
I don't know if that's not confirmed. That's just what
Yeah.
it feels like.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they kind of gave less time and effort to that last episode and put a lot of their better animators and gave more time to this.
And frankly, to a lot of the season so far, like a lot of the season so far has not felt like the same amount of stuff they put into season 2 especially, and also season 3.
Yeah, so I don't usually like to spend too much time on that, but My Hero is a show that when it looks good, it looks really fucking good, and it usually saves a lot of the stuff for its bigger moments.
This feels
was-
like a moment
yeah.
that it should have been saving
This should have
for.
been one of the big moments that they put a lot of
As
time
someone
into.
who's only watched it and like am walking away from this moment going like, yeah, that was cool. Like I can understand that completely if that's
Yeah.
how you were feeling coming from the manga.
Yeah, like it's because it doesn't sell the tragedy as much, especially like thinking back to like this is the guy Nighteye was like this is the person who needs to
Yeah.
inherit One for All. At the end of this, you're supposed to be like yeah, and you might still
Yeah.
but like you need to really feel like wow, he actually did deserve One for All more than Deku.
Yeah. But that being said, for everybody who wasn't already reading the manga, and I gotta say, as somebody who's read the manga, I've not felt like this very often before.
No,
there were
yeah.
only one or two times where I've ever felt like they could have done that better. Like for me,
This is the only straight up disappointing moment.
yeah, for me, one of the moments that I was disappointed with was the 10,000% punch that he lands on Muscle.
Really.
Yeah, I felt like that was undersold in the anime. It was this really cool moment I remember in the manga, and for the anime, for me, it was just a little meh.
I thought it was good
I
for what it
really
was.
liked it, but
But-
I
And
didn't understand that.
that's fine.
But yeah, this is the first time I felt like genuinely disappointed by a moment.
Yeah.
And I like my big thing is just I know that like there's not a lot of information about the behind the scenes stuff, but if really like we know that they use the TV production stuff on the movies,
Well-
and it feels like it's affecting the season.
Well, this isn't going to happen again because we're only getting this one movie and then no more movies.
Oh, they said that?
Yes.
Thank God.
Yeah. So that at least won't ever happen again. But now we will have to worry about them starting another show and then pulling people from My Hero onto other shows during that production period.
That's possible, but I think it'll be less likely when there's not a movie also going on for it to really affect quality.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
I would rather get a good show than get a movie.
I am hoping, and this is unlikely, but a possibility, that when the Blu-rays come out, that segment's actually going to be animated. That's
I would
happened
be
before.
very surprised. by that.
Yeah, they usually don't go that far
Like
in
minor edits and
with
stuff,
Blu-ray
but,
fixes,
yeah.
but it'd be nice.
You should see what they did for season 1.
Really?
They didn't reanimate anything, but they really touched up a lot of stuff in big ways.
Yeah,
in
a
the
lot
first
of
season.
shows do that, but usually it's for simple things.
Yeah.
It's not whole animated sequences.
That has happened though. Like
Yes.
I've actually, in a bunch of anime actually, there have been. Oh my god, there was this one show where like the entire first episode is completely reanimated. It's nuts. They will do that sometimes. Like JoJo has done some has almost reanimated entire scenes.
Attack on Titan also had a lot of Blu-ray fixes.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So now we're on the current episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
That episode ends with Deku crashing through the wall at the very last second, just as Overhaul is clearly about to murder LeMillion, and they come busting in.
Yeah.
And it opens with some of my favorite stuff. Eraser comes in, sees Overhaul, immediately shuts off his power, and then we just cut to Overhaul. Wait, why doesn't it work? Oh, Eraser's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though they go back in time a bit first, and they show Rocklock recovering, and Rocklock's like, "Look, don't worry about me. Go
Go do
save
your
the
fucking
go save
job.
the Earth."
Christ.
Yeah,
like-
you said you were gonna save her. Go.
Yeah, it's like you know, Rocklock is terse, but he has his priorities straight.
Yeah.
His heart's, and he's also like, you know what, these kids are better than me. I like these kids a lot.
Oh, somebody's like, I haven't seen this episode.
Well, then
You
why?
might want to.
Yeah.
I'm not mad.
Yeah.
But like, don't get spoiled.
Yeah.
We're in the very beginning, so
Yes.
you can still go.
Yes.
Go watch it first.
Yes. So Rocklock has to tell them all to do their fucking jobs, which there's nothing I love more than the guy who's like, no, go do the thing we came here to do. That's always, I don't know why, but that always
It
hits
gets
me in
ya.
the heart. Yeah.
Yeah. There was. I'll bring it up. So in the sub, there was a bit of an iffy thing.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. So the dub's not out yet, so I don't know what
Yeah,
they did with this.
So in the sub of this episode, they have Rocklock's wife.
Holding
Oh
the baby.
yeah.
Holding the
Oh
baby.
yeah.
And every-
This was a strange moment.
Right? Okay, so yeah.
Man.
And it,
Okay,
she
so
says,
she's
looks
holding
like
the baby, and the baby
Now-
looks
yeah, now-
exactly like him,
and
actually.
his
Like,
wife is a very
is Caucasian.
yeah.
She's a Caucasian blonde woman.
Yeah.
Holding their baby, who's looks almost exactly like Rocklock,
Little
who's
baby
black.
Rocklock.
Yeah.
So she's holding a black baby with a black fro, and the thing that she says is, looks like the genetics
went too much in,
in
one
one
direction.
direction.
And it's like, the phrasing fixed. Like I hope for the dub they fix the phrasing. That's
It'll
my
probably-
only thing.
they'll
He's
probably
got
go-
your hair.
Well, they'll probably go with, well, he definitely takes after you.
Yeah, you say
Yeah.
he takes after his father.
Yeah.
There's lots of ways you can phrase that. That's not heavily implying racism.
I'm almost 100% certain that is not the implication of the line.
no,
on the
absolutely.
face.
No, yeah, no.
Yeah,
and,
I
and,
am-
and the sub people did not mean. They just were. It's just
It's
that
just a
it
very
got passed, and
yeah,
it's like
kind of a
iffy
direct
language.
Yeah.
translation.
It is not. We're not accusing anybody
we're not
of
accusing
anything.
anyone of being like.
But
like
that's
I can't
right.
believe Horikoshi feels this way.
it's just, yeah, no,
and
it's
makes
it's,
his characters say these things and tells these actors to
yeah,
say it.
we're not blaming the translation team. We're not blaming the sub team. Like
Yeah.
we're not saying anyone's racist. We're
It's
just
just-
saying
it's just really-
it's something
just
that snuck past. where it's like,
unfortunate phrasing.
Unfortunate, yeah.
I really wish our baby had been more white.
Like, oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, that they had that be the kind of what she said. It's like there's better ways to phrase that.
Yeah,
it's the too much part. That's the only part
yeah.
that's wrong.
Again, we're not accusing anybody
Yeah,
of
no.
anything. It's just a really unfortunate phrasing.
It's very unfortunate phrasing. But that was the only thing I noticed wrong wrong there. But yeah, like so it cuts to his wife and it's all that. It's like, okay, cool. Rocklock's
Yeah,
a
he's,
cool
he's
guy.
a family man. He knows he's
He's
got
got a
stuff
kid
to
he
care
wants to
about.
take care of. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like cool. And his kid's adorable. Like
Oh yeah. Speaking of, we didn't cover this, but LeMillion. I can't remember if maybe it might be this episode where they reveal this, but someone busts in and goes, "I can't believe you would do this to your own daughter. What kind of monster are you?" It's like, oh yeah, that's right. I did use that excuse earlier. Yeah, she's not my daughter. Don't. That's bullshit.
I'm doing this to a stranger's child. Way better.
Actually, I'm kind of okay. On one hand, him doing it to his daughter is somehow darker, or not as dark. I don't know. I kind of do wish they'd been related because that would have really kind of given a little bit more.
Well, and we're
gravitas
told
to
that
it.
she's the head's granddaughter. Like
Yeah.
she's the old man's granddaughter. So that's the
Which makes me
relationship
wonder:
there.
does he have a quirk?
The old man?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Presumably.
I don't remember if he does. He's asleep.
I'm gonna assume
In a
that
coma.
His quirk is having a disease at the worst time.
I'm just.
Like
it kind
Odin.
of makes me wonder if the quirkless can have kids with quirks.
Yes.
Theoretically. Otherwise, how would the first quirk baby show up?
That's how it happened to begin with.
Yeah, I suppose that's
Everyone's
true.
got the gene.
Yeah.
But the X gene, I guess. But
Double-jointed pinky toe.
yeah, so they go back and do that, and then they come back and like, all right, Deku's here, Eraserhead's here, Night-Eye's here. Nighteye sees the state of Tintin,
Yeah.
LeMillion, and like just immediately hugs him. And I thought that was a very sweet moment where he's like, oh, like he instantly sees what's gone on.
Yeah.
And then they hear that he lost his quirk, and they're like, what the fuck? And then
All right, so you perfected those bullets, I take it?
Yeah.
You got it?
but Overhaul immediately like his other lackey wakes up, takes out Nighteye. And then Overhaul like secludes them somewhere else because Night-Eye's moving in slow motion now.
Eraser.
Yeah, Eraserhead.
You're
sorry.
doing the opposite thing that I actually no. You're doing exactly the thing that I do.
It's easy
Yeah.
to mix those names up for some reason.
Well, because Aizawa and he uses his
eyes.
eyes.
His
so
eyes,
Nighteye.
yeah.
Yeah, no. So yeah, he takes out Eraserhead.
Yeah.
And they like takes him into another room.
Yeah, he makes another like locks them
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And so Nighteye and Deku are the only ones to fight Overhaul. Deku goes to help LeMillion. Nighteye attacks Overhaul. And
Yeah.
and we get a little flashback to like him talking to I think the principal. Oh no, Gran Torino. He's talking to
Yes.
Gran Torino. And he's like and Gran Torino's like, hey, why won't you use your power on people anymore? And he's like, I think I kind of lock in people's fate
Yeah,
when
he's like, I'm sealing their future by looking at it, so...
He's like, I know it's dumb, but I'm never gonna,
I can't do that to another
He
person.
doesn't want to feel responsible for someone else dying, like he made it happen.
Yeah, especially now that he has seen the death of
All Might.
All Might.
Yeah, and he feels like he caused the death by seeing it that way.
Yeah, which is still interesting because he ain't dead yet.
Yeah, no.
So it'll.
Never said it would be a quick death.
But yeah, like it's like the Schrodinger's cat thing. Like as long as he doesn't look, it's
Anything
not
could happen.
fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But from his perspective, he's never seen it not come true when he looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's scary for him.
Yeah.
And as we see, it goes.
This time he decides, all right, this is a really serious moment. I'm gonna look into the future.
Yeah, and he's like
And he
looking
sees
only
something bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks only like a few seconds, and like he's mostly using it to like avoid moves and stuff. But then he's like, I gotta keep seeing the future, and kind of just, oh no, we are in a bad place.
And
this isn't gonna work. And then
he gets
the end
stabbed.
of his movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I won't lie. When I saw this happen in the manga, my fucking heart sank down to my fucking stomach because this isn't something that My Hero does.
That like, okay, everything's going to shit.
Yeah, a shot of Nighteye with
Just getting
impaled to the stomach and losing an arm.
Yeah, it's pretty gory.
It is one of the most
I
violent.
think I caught that he lost an arm. I saw the
Oh
impale,
yeah,
but
yeah. It takes out an arm,
Okay.
and it's just not something that up until this point, My Hero has done, where they show a hero
Brutalized.
just and it's really terrifying. It was a really like harsh panel, and I'm wondering, okay, are they gonna neuter this when it gets to the anime? And they didn't. I was kind of surprised pleasantly because it is supposed to be a shocking, gut-wrenching moment. I'm glad they didn't pull back on that.
And you see poor little Eri like seeing that happen
Witnessing
and
this,
blaming
yeah.
herself the whole time.
Yeah.
And also, I don't remember when this happens, but at some point, Overhaul goes over to his one of his henchmen.
Oh right.
The one
Oh yeah.
who shot the bullet, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, we're gonna do a thing here."
He's like, look, you're one of the good ones.
You'd die for me, right?
Yeah, you'd be willing to die for the cause. And then
and he basically breaks himself and the guy apart, and then puts them both back together into a single human being.
yeah, which is like it's one of those things. I feel kind of bad because I think that is like a really cool power thing. But when I saw it, I was kind of disappointed just because I was like, I wanted to see us fight Overhaul and like Overhaul just versus the world kind of thing, because he seemed like the kind of guy to have that sort of power to just be a one-man
it's still him.
stuff. It
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
but it just feels like this kind of like cheapened, like, well, now I'm just gonna up my power level by eating all my comrades, and I like feel like that's maybe
Yeah,
the direction
he
we're
does
gonna
only
go.
have the one, but yeah.
If I can say anything, that's actually accurate to what you were asking about.
Yeah.
Because considering what his power is, that's an
Deconstruction and
ingenious
reconstruction,
usage of it.
Use it, yeah,
I'm
way to use
gonna
it.
take this guy and then make new arms out of him. Holy crap! That's actually pretty scary and a clever use of a power that otherwise I don't think I would have imagined
Ever thought
that.
about.
So when he does that, that is exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, that is his power, and he's using it in a way that is effective against other heroes.
Yeah.
Also, I should note they mentioned that they want to keep Eraserhead alive because they're interested in
And his power, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that'll erase
Anything
quirks.
that can get rid of quirks
Yeah.
seems worth their study.
Because he's got a boner for taking down the heroes, and
Yeah.
how do you take down the heroes? you take away their quirks.
Yeah, and in this whole episode, he talks about how heroics are a disease, heroism is a disease that spreads.
I think. Do we get a new opening next episode, or do we get an opening after?
We're on 12. 13 is probably going to be the finale-ish of this arc, I assume. So I imagine after at 14 we'll get a new.
So I can't talk much about it. I think we're gonna. I think we might get the thing after the test.
Maybe.
Because it's 25 episodes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But either way, we're getting a lot of good stuff coming up. But
they blazed through this material.
They really did.
They should have, honestly, because it already felt like it was dragging.
I mean, yeah. Like,
I
honestly.
think the animation, unfortunately, is part of why it felt like it was dragging, but, you know.
Well, hell, if I had to be honest with you, in the manga, I'm really glad, because when I caught up to the manga, I was actually near this part. And I'm really glad that I was, because...
You might have given up.
Man, it moved really slowly in the manga. If I'm going to be honest with you,
I had a friend who said that this part felt like they kind of dragged.
Yeah,
so.
it's kind of like in Hunter x Hunter, where, like, the Chimera Ant arc is, like, the best arc once you get to the good stuff, but the build-up is really drawn out.
It really takes its time to get there.
Yeah. And if I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know, because they've been doing, like, 3 chapters per episode instead of their... like 1.5 to 2 that they've done from time to time.
And there's a lot of action stuff.
Yeah, and there's so much action. So on one hand, it's a little sad because I don't want to speed through what comes after this, because actually, I won't lie, the 2 arcs after this I really like.
I think the 2 arcs will take up the rest of this season, but we'll see.
Yeah, we have 2 more episodes, approximately 2 more episodes of this arc left, I think.
Yeah.
But
give or take.
Yeah, I think 1 big episode, then 1 wrap-up episode, I think. But, yeah, that said, where were we at? Deku faces off with Overhaul himself. They do some fighting. He actually notes that Deku's not as good at fighting as either Nighteye or LeMillion.
It's like, hey, after fighting those guys, your movements are easy to follow.
And basically, like, he's like, you're fast and you have power, but you're not as good at fighting, and I can tell what you're doing. Which, once again, kind of highlighting the...
you are the student here. Yeah,
like the person who got One for All maybe is not the person who should have gotten One for All.
Yeah.
But and also LeMillion tries to get away with Eri, and
as they're walking away, Overhaul starts basically using the one guy's "you have to tell me the truth" power. I think.
And basically just screaming at her, "Hey, all these people are gonna die because of you. Is that what you want?"
Yeah, and like. No! Like, this is your fault. What do you think, and who do you think's responsible for this? She's like, it's me!
And honestly, I was feeling like, in a way, like, I in the manga, I felt bad for her already, but, like, seeing it here is like, oh, wow.
Yeah,
like,
that's brutal.
This is, like, what an abuser does to somebody they're abusing.
This is some top-tier gaslighting right here.
Yeah, it's really
fault
messed up.
Why are you making me hurt all these people, Eri?
Why do you make me do this?
Yeah, it's like straight up, like, actual abuser tactics, and, like, in that way, like, it made me really bummed out.
Yeah. And you know...
And it makes you really hate Overhaul.
Yeah,
Overhaul,
yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing that Overhaul, just by being the guy that he is... So some villains you like because they've got a code and they're kind of cool.
There's nothing like about this one.
And there's something likable about them, something that's snazzy, something like you obviously want him to fail, but you want him to fail in a spectacular manner.
Yeah.
With Overhaul, you just want him to die.
Yeah.
It's like
he's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit. And
the other villains don't even like him. The villains that you like hate him.
Yeah, the villains you like are like, man,
fuck this
you really
guy.
fucking suck, dude.
You're just gross.
And then like his own people don't really like him except for like the weirdos.
Yeah, the couple that he recruited specifically because they were basically like, they'll murder whoever I tell
They have
them
low
to.
self-esteem.
Yeah.
They'll attach themselves to anybody who gives them the time of day.
Yeah, kind of.
Because he's an abuser.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like the opposite end of what he's doing to Eri, where he's going, no, you need me because you're worthless by yourself, and like, oh yes, we do, master.
I guess just abusive relationships is his real power.
Yeah, that's what he's overhauling for sure.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, he's really just a giant piece of shit, and it's also he fucking Deku's having a problem holding his own,
Things are
and
going
then
rough.
and then at the climax of that particular scuffle,
Through the
through the fucking roof, comes Ryukyu and was it Ryukyu?
Ryuki.
Dragon Lady.
Yeah, Dragon Lady, and it's. I gotta admit, when I saw this part in the manga, it's gorgeous. Like, I gotta show you the
really
panel.
good- a really
It's
good image.
amazing. Here, it's a little bit like just out of like, oh shit, okay, and then cuts.
Yeah. Well, and before that, like Nighteye kind of he's talking to himself. It's unclear whether he's talking to Deku at first, but he's just in his own head. He's like, I saw what's gonna happen. We're both
There's-
gonna die.
Yeah, there's no way we get out of this.
Yeah. And Deku's like, it seems like he's almost responding, but he's not because he can't hear him. But he's like, I'm gonna change the future or whatever. I'm gonna make sure we all get out okay.
And we do also, this is the first time he's doing, it seems like all for one full cowling at 20%, and previously 8 was like his max out. So, you know, he's going over double what he...
And his body's
Goku, you can't use the Kaioken times 4!
Too bad.
Yeah, and his body's like feeling a lot of strain, and he.
There was a
he's
really
got
good
girl.
shot where just one of his gloves just explodes because there's too much power coming out of him.
Yeah, is that what was going on?
That's how I took it.
I thought that might have been that Overhaul touched the glove and made that explode.
And made it pop. That might
It
have
kind of
might
looked
have
like his, actually. It,
It,
did
it
look
seemed like it blew up from the
It was-
inside. So
Unfortunately, that was a little unclear from me.
that's fair.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
That's how I took it, because he was starting his charge up thing, and then we just see the glove just kind of pop.
I should go back and look at the manga and see how it was in there.
yeah.
Because it's like, why just the one glove? And why does it look like
Yeah,
Overhaul's
I
power?
assumed that at some point Overhaul touched the glove and
That
it
might have been what
exploded.
it was. I thought it was a beef up tack, but
Yeah.
maybe not.
But yeah, I don't know. But like, yeah, so Deku just basically says like, I'm gonna change the future, and like it's one of those things where like it's a Shota story. You know
Of
he's
course he
going
is.
to. He's the main character. He's not gonna die.
This show starts with him going, "This is how I became the greatest hero," and I have a
Yeah.
feeling he doesn't die halfway through the
Yeah,
series.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where like Horikoshi, it's not bad writing or anything, but it's one of those things where as soon as he's like, we're both gonna die. It's like,
Any life or death
well-
stakes for Deku feel
yeah,
non-existent.
if you whether or not Night-Eye's gonna die,
Yeah.
that like being
Which
able to
I
makes
like.
sense.
Which, well, we'll end this episode first. The next time on, something I
Oh
saw. was
shit,
a
I
little
actually
disappointed.
didn't watch the next time.
I don't think I did either. So that's all on you.
All right,
Alright,
well-
so what happens?
Well, like I don't remember exactly like how much stuff they show, but the one thing that really stuck out to me is like I want to say Dragon Lady is like holding up Nighteye, and they are clearly like kind of talking. I thought Nighteye was dead. Like I thought like he died when that happened. Like I assumed he was just done.
Yeah, he's just dying.
And when we saw his like little video clip was like that was symbolized as his soul has left his body. He is dead.
No, I
so,
think that was him seeing himself.
yeah. So getting there where he's like, I feel like that for me is somewhat taking away from that moment. Like he's still brutally hurt and in critical condition and very well could die, but I feel like it was a very your mentor / friend / important character of this arc has died. Deku now is your Super Saiyan moment of where you are taking the emotional loss of this and using it to power you. So it just being like, no, I'm not quite dead. Like just makes it feel a little
I'm not
less
dead
to me.
yet.
Yeah. And like again, critical condition, could entirely die before the end of the next episode, but it just felt like a little. Oh, I thought you were already gone, and that's why we were pumping up to go like,
Yeah.
I can't believe you killed him.
Yeah.
Then again, it could be a Kuwabara after the Dark Tournament, just kind of standing up, being like, what? I'm fine.
Yeah. I feel happy.
You know what? I never felt emotionally betrayed by that reveal.
Okay.
In fact, always felt like that was like actually need of Togashi to be like, no, that this is a peek at fucking Togoro's actual character.
Yeah,
No, he didn't actually kill him in that moment.
he's not gonna kill his best friend. He gets it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah, I think that's kind of it. I think that's so. This was an emotional roller coaster. These last couple episodes have a lot going on. Obviously, fucking part timers or whatever that one was.
I forgot to mention, I think it was in the most recent episode, we do cut back to Twice and Toga kind of hanging out, and Twice is like, we should probably get out of here. We did everything we were supposed to do. We're only going to be in trouble. And Toga's like, I want to see Deku get beat up again. But more than that, I want to see Overhaul get beat up.
Yeah.
So, like, her weird sadomasochism of just, like, of course, her quirk revolves around blood, so naturally she loves seeing people get hurt.
And basically,
But-
their plan becomes, let them fight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just watch them duke it out. What if
I mean,
what if we bring them to each other?
It is kind of a brilliant moment of we don't like either of these guys. Them fighting and killing each other is really just perfect for us, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah, no, that's
What if
perfect.
both of our enemies wasted their resources on each other.
And I will say, like, this arc shows Toga as being a lot more practical than she seems.
Yeah, like she's definitely not just like I'm silly ditzy girl doing what I'm told. Like she definitely
Like,
has.
she has a lot more moments of just like, okay, well, this is what we need to do. This is dumb. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And also like having feelings other than yandere weirdness.
Also very
like
true.
having real feelings.
Yeah, and it's good shit. It's
Yeah.
good. I still really like this arc, even when I'm a little underwhelmed by how the anime is handling it. It's still my hero, and it's still a great arc.
I feel like I come in weird waves with My Hero where when I'm watching it as the season goes, weirdly enough, I feel like my interest levels in it kind of like they kind of middle out. Like I'm still enjoying it, I'm liking it, but I feel like it's going to be when I kind of go back and kind of rewatch some of the stuff of the season, I'll be like, yeah, that was good, and that was real good too. Man, this was all good. Because like right now, like as I finished the most recent episode, I was like, this was good, but everyone was talking up this Overhaul arc a lot, and I feel like I'm still walking away like I like that. I think I like that sports festival better. I like
Because the direction here has been lackluster, and I will say that.
I think the production has actually been affecting how interested I've been in the show. Like, one of the things I personally bring up, I was talking about this with Alexander, YouTube anime person, yeah, the backgrounds on the show, they've never been very impressive, to be perfectly honest. When it comes to the background paintings, they've always been kind of bare bones. They're going for a comic book style, like a pulp style, and that's fine for like the happy stuff. But for stuff like this, it still has like bright colors and whatnot. It's like, I don't know, you're in a Yakuza lair. Maybe things should be moody and dark and feel like oppressive.
Yeah.
And it's still had this kind of happy atmosphere. And it doesn't
we sort
lend
of
to
got
the
that
tone.
with the Fat Gum fight. But
Yeah,
like,
that's like the only time though, and it feels weird. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
and even then they exited that to go to a perfectly well lit break room to
Yeah.
heal.
And I think there's a problem where they're not capturing the tone of this arc
Like
as much
visually?
yeah.
Yeah.
And that hurts the
I
emotional.
can see that.
Because in the manga, it feels a lot more oppressive and dark, and like you don't want to be here.
Yeah, and that's so a lot of people don't understand sometimes what the actual purpose of direction. There's you can get a bunch of great artists and animators to make these scenes look really good, but if you don't have the tone down via lighting, music, like compositing,
Big one.
like anime has been big on compositing lately, and it's been able to give very effective.
And My Hero has always had kind of bare bones compositing. I kind of hope they do something about that, because like even these scenes with the backgrounds the way they were and all this stuff, some compositing could have really added a lot in that wasn't there. But honestly, what they really needed was just, if you have better solid art direction that captures the tone right from the beginning, you'll get a better result.
And part of that is that we have a different director for this arc.
That might explain a lot.
Yeah, I've heard that we have a different director, and I believe the director for the show is on the movie.
Also, like real quick, just for like stuff as far as like just story side things, I do feel like that like this show always kind of introduces a lot at once, and then kind of like trickles out growth for each of its characters like piecemeal.
Yeah.
I feel like this arc really introduced a lot, and then kind of like even the characters who got stuff, it kind of felt like it was like just very rushed and like, and here it is. Like also they were important. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Sun Eater seemed like a real cool character, and we got kind of one episode of him being like, I need to learn who I am. It's or like kind of showing his confidence
his own,
issues,
yeah.
and then them like being subverted in his one cool fight. And now it's like I kind of already forgot that dude happened, but that was like the beginning of this.
And again, part of that comes down to so you're getting this weekly in like maybe a third of the time in Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
So when you're reading these chapters, you're not binging it all at once. You have time to take it in,
grow with these
And
characters,
you're learning with them a lot more.
and more invested. Feel like you've spent more time with them because like Fat Gum showed up to be a shield for an episode, and I feel like I still know next to nothing about the dude, but he was just there to basically be like, Kirishima, you're totally tough.
Yeah,
Way
and
to
I will
go!"
say Kirishima's moment felt bigger in the manga as well.
Yeah, and like it's like, and those were both like important moments for Kirishima, but it still just felt like kind of undercut because I felt like we were throwing stuff at you to be like, remember who this character is. Also, we've got like these 3 new villains who are all named, and we've got these guys, and we got this, and Kirishima got a cool moment, but don't worry, we also have Sun Eater, and also over here we got this, and like it just feels like they threw a lot at once, and it like. I feel like before we've gotten thrown a lot, and it all felt like it added to each other really well. This one kind of just felt like it was very scatter. Like here are a lot of things. Look at all of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's maybe what's getting to me about it, but like it's just like I think this arc has a lot of cool ideas. It's just it's in
It's not the
practice,
best pacing.
Yeah.
But also I'm hesitant to say that they should have drawn it out.
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't think that would have
Well,
helped either.
I do.
So it's hard to say.
Here, so it's not drawing it out. The thing that I personally feel like they needed to do was treat these moments with a little more gravitas, not rush because some of them feel like because
Particularly the thing with LeMillion felt really rushed.
yeah,
Yeah.
give some moment for some atmosphere to sink in. Give some better use of music because let me tell you. The only time the music mattered in this entire season to me was some of the stuff with Overhaul. I could not tell you the music they've used in any other scene.
The music's that's partially I think because the music's canned, which is to say it's music that has been pre-recorded and they just track it in
yeah.
editing. It's not music created for sequences, which usually that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
but
I'm not feeling any of these scenes because none of them are treated with any kind of care or specificity. They just feel like here's what was in the manga, put it on screen, and move on.
And I will say after watching Demon Slayers, it's a night and day difference in like just presentation. Like Demon Slayers is not a better story than
Demon
My
Slayer.
Demon Slayer, yeah.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer is not a better story than My Hero Academia, but the presentation of Demon Slayer, the anime,
is very
head and shoulders
I-
above it.
Oh my god, I've been watching it now because I like me and my pre-game Gavin, which Anime FMK people might know, we've been watching more anime lately. And
the
one of
presentation is so
It's
fucking amazing.
look, Demon Slayer is fucking above mid in terms of its story, but due to its presentation,
It sells it.
it
Yeah.
is suddenly a fantastic show. Like the story, I've seen this before. I've seen everything
Yeah.
in this before.
but
it's
it's executed
just-
so fucking well.
It really is.
And that's the difference. And right now, My Hero does not feel.
Yeah.
It feels like
Which I feel like
mediocre execution of a really good story.
Yeah. Because I feel like My Hero earlier had like really good execution
Yeah.
of its really good story.
Absolutely.
And this arc is like I felt that slightly in 3. Like 2, I think season 2 is still my peak for this show. Like that sports festival stuff and all of
Yeah.
that like was beautiful to me. And then season 3 was good, had a lot of good important stuff, but I started feeling kind of waning. This is the first one where I feel like these hands aren't really catching each other very well.
And-
I
and
think
I
you've
do-
got good ideas, but I'm not enjoying watching it as much as I
Yeah.
feel like I should be.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that those are the seasons where they were also producing the movies
Yeah.
with the same staff as the show.
And by the way, this is actually kind of like it makes me anxious to talk about because I remember. So I fucking talked about the One Piece movie. We did a review of that on the main channel. Oh my god, the comments in there were so angry that we didn't love it. I didn't even dislike it. I liked it. I just didn't
You
think
didn't
it was
like it enough.
I didn't think it was Christ come on ice cream like a lot of other people seem to think it is. I just thought it's really beautifully animated, but its CG was obnoxious and it has no story. And other people got really pissed at me for having that opinion. So when
Anime fans can get a little angry.
especially One Piece fans because they've had to dedicate a lot of time and
Yeah.
effort to it.
Like the only time I've ever been told to kill myself on YouTube has been in anime, like when I made any video about anime.
Leave it to anime.
But yeah, I think like with Demon Slayer's execution makes an okay story so engaging.
Yeah.
For like, I don't want to read the manga. I just want to watch that fucking show because it's really good.
Yeah.
And they are making a movie
And it's
using
an arc.
in using the staff to do it. And it's just an arc of the story. And they're just like, we're just making the next part of the story a movie because it works.
And all the manga fans are excited about that,
Yeah.
which makes me excited.
Yeah, no, I'm in on Demon Slayer. On My Hero, I'm like, I might just read the manga right. Like that's how I'm feeling right now, and I don't want to feel that way.
Yeah.
I like audiovisual stuff is like my jam. I
Yeah.
would always want to watch something rather
Same.
than read it.
I'm really. Some people are saying One Piece Gold and One Piece Film Z are better than Stampede. I agree, and that's gonna get me so much fucking hate. Anyway, so
right here.
I definitely tend to believe that, like, for me, reading the manga for My Hero was the best decision I ever made, if I'm being honest with you, because I still love this anime. But man,
It's the manga can at times, as we've discussed, just be a better experience because I think the production of the anime, it's honestly right off the bat, it made some aesthetic decisions I didn't agree with, but I was willing to go with it. But now it's not even executing those aesthetic decisions
Well.
as well as it could and has. and that's leading to the show feeling kind of generic and boring when it
Yeah,
should.
like this.
But
like,
the story isn't generic.
Here's
No.
like probably the most damning thing I think I can say is while I think the stuff, the content they are like approaching is interesting, there's a part of me that's like this almost feels like a filler arc that they're throwing in here.
Yeah, and
because I don't feel like, and this might not be stuff that really happened in even the manga or the story proper, but like I feel like none of the characters I know from before this feel like they're getting any sort of growth or any sort of real attention, and we're throwing these new characters in to kind of just do something with them. Kirishima got stuff, so I can't take that away from him, but like it just feels like a lot of this kind of came and is going to go, and I don't see me seeing a lot of these characters very often after this.
And I do believe this is a production issue. Like the thing is, it's an audiovisual medium. The script is not everything.
Yeah.
Presentation is so important to a story feeling good to watch and experience.
Yeah.
And right now, it doesn't feel like they're giving it the time and energy it's due.
I also like that we started this diatribe with, not that we don't like it, it's good. But
No,
like
yeah,
it's-
no,
but I think there's a lot to criticize about
I want to like it more.
Yeah,
And
yes.
I could like it.
Yeah,
and-
like, I don't want to give the impression that I'm hating this or like I'm quitting the show.
But it is
it's-
important to actually take a moment to criticize
Yes.
the things you like.
Yes.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And
it-
to know that they can achieve more.
I'm
And
excited knowing that they don't want to do any more movies because
Yeah.
I think without that baggage and without the director of the show who made the show good before leaving to do a movie, we might see a much better production
Mm-hmm.
again.
It's frustrating because I know like the next couple arcs after this are good, but they're not dramatic arcs.
They're not as bombastic.
Yeah, there's like they're actually character building arcs.
Well then, hey, maybe I'll really be into that because that's what I feel like I've been missing in this arc is I want these characters I care about to be like coming back and feeling like they've grown in some major way.
But
What'll be funny is if the next season feels bigger, even though it's not as big of a story.
well, I think so. There are two big issues to when you were talking about. Does this feel personable? Does this feel crucial? Do I feel like the characters that I care about are getting development? And unfortunately, the real big answer to that is not particularly.
Yeah, this is a
because-
rescue mission.
Yeah, this is a rescue mission, and what they did was introduce a bunch of new characters. And also, you might notice that all these new characters they introduced, they kind of get development and that are sidelined immediately.
I will say I do think by the end of this arc, like not this season but this arc, you will feel like Deku has changed from the experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that's what you really
Yeah,
want.
yeah,
right?
and that is what I'm hoping for, and I feel like maybe
I
it
think
was
you'll
just
get that.
maybe it was just last season they kind of doled that out quicker because I feel like the summer camp thing went pretty quick, and by the end of that, Deku felt like a new layer of confidence.
And part of that has to do with the fact that Deku was more directly involved.
Yes.
But you know, now he is directly involved. We end the episode on him like he wants his big damn hero moment, and he's gonna do stuff.
Yeah. And I'm very much looking forward to the next couple of episodes. Don't get me wrong. I'm just praying that all the time and effort that obviously didn't go into the last couple episodes go into this one.
I wouldn't say effort didn't go into it, but I do think they had to give less time.
Okay.
Resources.
Oh, okay. So time.
Resources, yeah.
Yeah, resources. Because effort. It always comes down to the time and because
I just think that teeters on the edge of calling animators lazy, which we do not believe they are lazy.
we do. Yeah.
There's no such thing as a lazy animator in Japan.
Uh,
If you're working in that industry, you can't be lazy. You're not allowed.
I think
be
there are
done.
some studios out there that would disagree, but
There could be a lazy studio, but the people working in there are getting worked to the bone
Yeah.
and to death.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think there are studios out there who don't
there are studios that
Yeah.
try to cut corners, but the artists are just doing their best.
Yeah.
I definitely, but when it comes to, say, any of these big studios, there's no way that these animators are just sitting around doing nothing
Oh,
or are cutting corners because they don't want to do a good job.
And especially on this show, like these guys are sleeping in their fucking offices.
Yes,
they are doing their best.
Yeah, which, by the way, is not a good thing.
No,
I'd like
it is
to-
not.
Yeah, I'd like to point it out there. The
I
praise
would
that
rather
we are,
wait longer and have people treated better.
yeah,
Yes.
the praise that we are giving them, we should not have to give them this much praise. It should be hey, cool, you did your 9 to 5 and you don't have carpal tunnel for the rest of your fucking life because
And you
they,
don't die from stress.
yeah, Yeah, it should be just a, hey, they did a good job at the time that they were allotted by a system that isn't fucked.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they have a fucked system, and
Yeah.
we have to take that into account.
Ours isn't much better, but it's a little better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Japanese work culture is terrible, but the artists are just doing their best.
Yeah, they're doing their best, and some of them, it's why some of Japanese animation is some of the best in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, they do amazing, wonderful things. Unfortunately, sometimes it's at a cost that is just frankly unacceptable.
And it's despite how hard and how much they push their animators.
It's one of the reasons that, oh god, again, Kyoto Animation did so much work to try and
Yeah.
not do that to their people. They did so.
Yeah,
They
they're
weren't
well known
perfect.
for being a very ethical
Yeah.
Yes.
company.
They weren't perfect. They're still part of the culture, but they did so much to
Relative
try.
to their culture, they were operating extremely ethically.
And you know what? They had some of the best fucking animation in all of Japan.
Euphonium, right? Was that them?
I think it might have been.
I don't
Anyway,
know, but-
point being, Kyoto Animation has made some of the best animation in all of anime, and they were more ethical and more competent about and just generally a better company.
and it produced great work.
Yes.
Like treating people well produced great work, and unfortunately they got
Attacked.
they got attacked and people died and work was lost. It's really
Yeah.
a bummer.
Yeah, and so we don't know actually. I don't know how Bones treats its animators. I've not heard much about Bones. I've heard Pierrot is apparently a
Got no
nightmare.
bones.
If I recall correctly, Ufotable, which they do the Demon
Demon
Slayer, they're pretty good to their people, right?
That's good.
I mostly know
I
them
think
from doing
I think-
Tails openings.
I think. Do not quote me on that. Do not take
Yeah.
that as anything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go off my
Yeah.
flawed memory.
Ultimately, we would like to recognize studios that do it right.
Yeah.
Because when you are in an environment like that, it is so unfortunate that when you're in an environment like that where everybody's doing it wrong and you have to praise people for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good too because you want to recognize when studios are doing the right thing in an environment that doesn't require that, or even or
encourage it.
Actively discourages
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Like it's kind of one of those things where like, oh hey, this athlete didn't use any performance enhancing drugs. Good on them.
Yeah, and so I guess all that is to say that like, yeah, we're criticizing the production, but we're not criticizing
Yeah.
the
The
artists who
people.
are working on the production. We're just, we're just talking about the quality of the show and,
Yeah.
and how it could be improved.
Yeah, and you always want to say shit like that because
No, yeah, we want to make it clear because like we're never going to be the kind of people who like hyperbolically just say everybody's lazy,
Yeah.
they're shit. What are they even doing? What are they thinking? No, that's just
I might
it's
do
lazy.
that, but it's usually with a tone that you know I'm
Yeah.
just messing.
Yeah,
But,
like doing that, like unironically, is lazy criticism. It's not good, and it's usually very ignorant
yeah.
of the actual process of creating.
So all in all, that being said, TLDR. Japan needs to treat its animators better, but when they are given the room to work and create, and when they in good environments, they make good material. And we're never going to shit on artists and animators in Japan when a production falls behind. That's usually a problem with the studio itself or outside circumstances, because Gainax got fucked back in the day. Back when like they were almost going bankrupt when there were terrorist attacks. They almost lost their studio in the middle of Evangelion. So sometimes
Does the shotgun mic pick that up?
that might,
Probably.
yeah. Some people get fucked over, and it's not fair. And we respect the artists and animators out there. It just sucks when production obviously is taking a hit, and something that you love isn't being treated with all the same love and care that you're used to, or it could.
Anyway, My Hero Academia is all right.
Yeah. Looking forward to the next episode and hearing that this arc might be winding down in an episode or two. Like, I don't think I had even considered that. Like, I was like, this is probably gonna be like a big ass fight. I think I still think of things in like other shonen
old
series.
shonen stuff, yeah.
Because I'm like, all right, we are now starting the Overhaul fight.
So now 5 episodes
So now,
from
yeah,
now,
I'm gonna have at least a good 4 or 5 episodes of him being like, you thought you got me, but here's my next 4.
I will say, like, coming back to being nice to My Hero, after My Hero, I can't watch anything with that kind of pacing anymore.
Yeah.
Oh God, no! Like everyone keeps talking me up on the fucking One Piece anime. And I'm like, I have the manga. I don't need your fucking
Nah,
anime, okay?
not doing
I
that.
watch the movies because I still like the movies, but I'm gonna read the manga because I don't care how good the direction is in the anime right now. It's gonna go back to a chapter or an episode, and I ain't about that life.
And I'll say, even watching versions of One Piece that are somehow shortened through means
Things that are
it's
paced
still too
well.
long.
Dressrosa is a nightmare.
Since I don't think that I'll have an opportunity to really talk about this anywhere else, over the Christmas break, I watched the Super Broly movie with my sister and her husband. So apparently, just quick background, my brother-in-law, he really likes Dragon Ball and has grown up with it and loved it. My sister, who saw me watch it, never really paid any attention to it, so she knew nothing about the story going in. He started her on the Goku Black arc of Super when he was watching it, and so they watched that together through the end of Super, and that is literally all the Dragon Ball she has ever seen. And so I go, we should watch the movie that came out this year. You'll really like it. It starts off there on Planet Vegeta. My sister, out of nowhere, just goes, "Ew, why do they all have tails?" And I nearly had a heart attack. My brain just wanted to shut down. So I was like, well, they're Saiyans, and that's kind of what makes them alien. Well, do they fall off or something? Well,
Sometimes.
it's just so every Saiyan you've met up to this point probably had it removed in some painful sequence or another, sometimes multiple times. So
Tiny Saiyans get to have them grow back.
but they all had them at some point, and then Paragus says oh, he must have looked at the moon and turned into the great ape, and my sister's like, what? Just
Honestly,
oh yeah, that's right. That's also a thing. Oh,
they're werewolves, but they turn into giant monkeys.
Yeah, but just having that moment of the person who learned to run before they learned how to walk, just be like, what's this doing? And you're like, oh, that's right. You don't know any of this. You don't get why Frieza calls him a stupid monkey and how much of an insult that is.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, well, fine. Anyway, just thought you'd appreciate that.
Did she like the movie though?
She did like the movie. It was good fun.
All right, I think that's it then.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much for joining us on another episode of the My Hero Academia reviews. We'll be back next Monday at a regular time. Thanks for being patient with us in the stretch of time where we didn't have episodes. The holidays are like that.
Yes. For those of you watching live, there won't be another stream tonight. This will be the end of our broadcast day. We got some other stuff cooking in the hopper right now, but we'll have more streams coming for you soon.
So thank you all so much. Have a wonderful night, and see y'all.
Yeah.
And for those sticking around, I'm actually going to go over the bit
do
drops.
we got some people donating?
We actually got some pretty
Excellent.
decent bit drops, so I wanted to go over them.
Yes, please.
First, I'll go over the subscriptions. Bankai 1701, Last Ride 14, Cosborn 357, Gekyoryu, D-Wheel 91, Double Sunday, Shadow Goof. I think Shadow Goof, is that the same goof as fucking Gundam? Because I think it might be.
G-O-U-F or whatever?
Yeah.
Then it has the Goff.
Babeth 666, A Crazy Tale, Ampol 72990, a fucking introspective spy.
Wow, what a fucking loser name.
Thank you.
Right.
God damn.
Much appreciated.
Fucking asshole.
Morbid Leave, Sage King, Mr. Sir Person, Drink, Human, let's see, Xavier Poner 7, C. McDade 387, Zane Kiryu, the OC Truth of Pisces, Spencer Taylor, Frostbitten Warlock, and Kicker the Kid, all with all the subs. Some of them between new subs, some of them 34 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we're getting people in the 3-year range now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's how long we've been doing this.
I'd like to point out that Morbid Leaf has 34 months and Introspective Spy only has 31.
Wow.
Wow, Quinn.
Slipping.
Can't believe it. God, wow. Only 31. Although he did follow up with memories. I just wait for my
Oh no, we're getting back to cats. I need to stop this.
Cause Jellicles can and Jellicles do.
Jellicles can and Jellicles do.
Jellicle says Jellicles, this is Jellicle cats and the Jellicle cats and the Jellicle cats and the Jellicle cats.
So, but I do want to point out the. Oh, you didn't. No, I was going to point out the bits.
Oh, sorry.
Bits. Yeah.
You guys, I thought you were segueing out.
I,
So.
No.
yeah, I thought we were wrapping up.
No, ex Nickum with 1,000 bits.
Yo!
Just 1,000 bits. No message. Just the bits.
Thanks for the
Oops, all
1,000.
bits. Also, the OC Maniac with 1,000 bits. Somebody gave 1,000 bits with a message. Where is that?
Where is that?
Oh shoot! It was.
Where's it at?
It was a nice message
Where
too.
was it?
Oh no!
Is it?
I don't know.
What the fuck, Scott?
Even
You
though
lost
saw
their
it-
message?
You saw it, so you
They
would-
gave us bits and you lost their message?
You would know it before me.
You.
Is
God.
there any way to just look at the bit things?
Unfortunately,
Well, thank you for your heartfelt message, mystery donator.
yeah. Somebody gave 1,000 bits earlier with a message, and I can't remember what that message was, and I didn't want to like cut into the actual middle of the.
While we were going,
Yeah.
So you just didn't appreciate what you were given.
Mm.
you should have.
I
at
mean,
least
that's
memorized
right.
The
We should
name.
just give the bits back.
My good man Axel would have had it memorized. You ready for that Kingdom Hearts DLC?
I don't know.
When it happens, yeah.
I don't know if we'll actually end up playing it. I mean, maybe we will for the channel if,
Yeah.
if Nick's down for that.
Could do a DLC stream, a deal stream.
I'm gonna play it on my own. I needed
You
to
need to witness
experience-
that, yeah.
I needed to experience Sora disappearing in the final thing and yelling "what" in my apartment at 7 a.m. because I had been playing all night.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I'm sorry, I don't remember your message, but thank you so much for the 1,000 bits.
Yes, thank you for the support.
Very nice of you.
Not very
Even though we
Jellicle of you.
thanklessly
Not
take it.
super angelical, but I am not a jellicle cat. Don't call me one.
You're
I'm-
neither dear nor little, because that's what Jellicle means. Dear little.
Oh yeah, because it's jellicle cats and pollicle dogs. Poor little dogs and dear little cats.
Sound like dogs get the worst.
Wait, so there are dogs and cats?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you never see them though.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they look like people or not, but they're like off screen.
I want.
They're mice though, and they're about
They're
the size.
terrible!
The mice are about the size of mice relative to us, but for the cats who are already cat size
Human?
relative to us. And there's also roaches.
They're played by children.
With- they all have
the
faces.
mice are played by
Mice
children.
played by children. The roaches also have faces. Rebel Wilson eats a bunch of them.
All right. This sounds terrifying.
It's really
It's
the
hard.
See you in
horrors.
your nightmares.
Jellicles,
Outside.